Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back. Another episode of BU, part of Super Mom's Magic Circle. And today we have an amazing guest. I met her at in Paris. It was an amazing public speaking event, and she literally shined the stage. As soon as she walked in, she was brilliant, and I learned something from her, which I can't wait to find even more. She mentioned about a golden key. So let's find more about that as well. Before we go and introduce you to Parveen, who is amazing, I want to say that I have one more slot available. If you feel that your business is really not working for you very well and you feel lost and you feel like you really want to do more, but you don't know how, then send me a fire. And I know you are ready to take the next step and to really make your business to talk your language. Now, let me introduce you to my beautiful guest, Parveen Smith. She is incredible. She's a global public speaker, also a multi-global awardee. She's been in so many TV shows, magazines all over the world, inspiring others and transforming their lives. She is a transformative leader and coach, trainer, and author. We're gonna learn so much from her. Let's welcome Parveen Smith. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Roxandra, for having me here, and hope we can inspire so many people and, you know, just share what we have and how we grow, how we learn, and how we can transform our lives.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying yes to BU podcast. As soon as I met you a few weeks ago in Paris, we went for the same public speaking event. It was all about empowering women. And I remember your energy. As soon as you stepped on that stage, the whole light, it was like a whole different energy and everything was so much lighter. It's amazing what you're doing, and I'm really inspired by your story. Let's please share with the audience. Tell us a bit about who Parveen Smith is. Who are you?
Oh, thank you. So I am a mother of three grown-up children and a grandmother of three grandchildren. And I've been doing my work for 24 years. I was a mentor in schools. I was on stages 24 years ago, and I just loved the storytelling side, sharing cultural diversity in schools, and I just loved to teach. And it was something that I thought I would do when I was a child, when I used to line up the teddy bears on the sofa, and I just think, these are my children, and I'm going to be teaching them something like in a school. And actually, that dream really did come true because I worked in schools and I teach worldwide now.
That's amazing. That's phenomenal. And you got in so, I would say, in so many different projects, just for who you are and what you do. And you do transform lives, which is incredible. A few days ago, you went, I think, to the parliament. You were invited there. Tell us about that experience and congratulations for it.
Thank you so much. So that was my fifth visit to House of Parliament. I've received 10 awards over my time, just over the recent years more so, because people realize the commitment and the effort that you've put into humanity as well as running your own business. So as a transformative leader, I was at House of Parliament just a few days ago as a VIP guest and around the round table, which doesn't usually happen that you get to speak actually. And there's a lot of audience in the background there as well. And this particular event really was for, it was all about diaspora, where we have been living in a country where we were brought up and our origins are actually from that space. And then we left that country, whether it's family or, through our background, whatever it may well be. And then we go back and we still want to help that country. We still want to teach something. And for me, I ended up in House of Parliament as a VIP guest because in 2015, there was a big earthquake in Nepal, and I managed to give aid and help to Nepali people. Over 8,000 people died, with nearly, I think it was something near on 12,000 people seriously injured. And I used to have my own all ladies radio station many years ago. And Nirmal was one of my listeners from Nepal. And I used to share his poetry on my radio station. So, as we were all ladies radio station, it was literally about health, well-being, and spirituality. And it was all about cooking shows, gardening shows, and mantras that I used to teach on air, and meditation classes I taught live on air every day. So this was my station, and Nirma was listening in, and many other people from around the world. And he just reached out. And then other people reached out too. And whilst I was connecting with Nepal, I'll just go back a little bit here, there was a gentleman from an orphanage, and he says, "We have an orphanage. Would you like to sponsor us?" And we were already a not-for-profit organization through the radio station, but I still sponsored them. And every time they wanted aid, I sent it out. I sent big portions of stuff from the UK, shoes, clothes for the children who had nothing. And this was actually before the actual earthquake. And I fed the children so they could have cake, so they could have fruit. And the orphanage really loved the work that I did. Then the earthquake hit, of course, and they heard about the work that I was doing. So people were calling for help, begging for help. And my heart was literally broken. And I loved children. I was an educator in schools, and I was absolutely heartbroken. I just wanted to leave my home, my family, and go and help them instantly. And I was ready to go. My husband says, "You can't do that. We have our own children to look after. And what if something happens to you?" So he was more fearful on that. But I decided I'm going to do what I can. So I had lots and lots of people coming to help me. We had not just now clothes and stuff like that. I was now asking for money. I was asking for money because I wanted to get food aid to these people. And the doctors and the nurses in my community, lots of people in my community helped. I cooked meals in a restaurant, for example. I filled the restaurants up and I held these charity dinner events, and with my own money as well. It was sent straight to Nepal with no middleman involved. And they got the rice, the dal, the soap, and the cloth so that people could wash themselves and they could cook basic food. And we fed villages after villages in Nepal. So when there were people on the hilltops and the mountain tops in Nepal, and there was no roads were open, there was nothing, there was no helicopters, there's nothing. My men that I said, "Get me 12 men," which they did, and I paid for metal sheets that they could make into huts and they could house 12, 15 people in each one. So we did that. So the men carried them for days up to the mountain tops, and they built these tin huts with bare necessities. And with the people with broken limbs and men, women, and children, we put them into the huts and we housed them on the tops where it would be absolutely freezing cold one time, then they would be burning in the sunlight. So this is what we did. And for that recognition, 10 years ago, I get invited every now and again. So this is why I was here in London at the event at House of Parliament, and I was honoured to be one of the very few speakers that could speak, and I shared my heart like I am sharing with you right now. The purpose and my mission has always been this, and they were so grateful. But it was all about collaboration. It was my talk on communities and how we come together when the time is needed. We want to help people. It doesn't matter if you're from Africa or England or India or Nepal or Jamaica. We want to come together. And my background, really, my culture is I am a warrior. We are called warriors, and that is the real term, warriors. And we go out, and it doesn't matter who it is, but we will give less to ourselves, but give more to those who need it at that time frame. And this is exactly what I did, and that's why I was at House of Parliament. I was so honoured, and I received a few beautiful gifts. I shared some time with people, and I always look for collaborations and how we can, run as a business ourselves, because I am a business, but at the same time, where have I given back? And I've given back for 20 years to many countries.
That's phenomenal, Parveen. Thank you so much for sharing this. You honestly, you got me in tears. I'm so glad I met you, and I'm so proud of everything you do. It's just so inspirational, honestly, and I can see how important it is for you to give back and that kindness that is in your heart. Honestly, that's incredible. I strongly believe in collaborations as well, and I strongly believe community is so important. And this brings me back to your talk that I listened in Paris. And I think that relates to your golden key, if I'm not wrong, because if I remember your talk, it was all about collaboration, bringing communities together, the power of actually doing something because you can make a difference. Please tell us more about that and how did you invent it and created this golden key that everyone was asking for?
Thank you so much. Thank you. So I class myself also because I talk about the word warrior there, but I also believe I am a survivor. I hope this isn't too much of a heavy topic for your audience here, but I wanted to share with you my mum brought up five girls, all under the age of 5 years old, and I was number three in line. And this is a mum's show as well, so maybe I can share this. And with that time frame, life was very, very difficult. My parents split up, and my mum had to look after all five girls on her own. And we were homeless. We didn't have a home. We were sleeping on people's sofas as five children at a time. We were staying at somebody else's house for 2 weeks, someone else's house. So I grew up with nothing. And I can remember, if you can remember, I don't know if I shared this bit of the story, but my mum didn't have money. And my granddad was one of the first Asian people, Indian people in the UK. And he had so many children he brought with him, and he didn't know how much people could he support. So this is why we were, I'm going to call it in modern days, sofa surfing or room surfing. But back in those days, when my granddad got my mum a house, a very small house, which we all lived in, and we lived off one piece of toast between four girls, and I went to bed hungry most nights. That's how I was hungry. I can remember that hunger to this day. And my mission, this is why I feed orphanages around the world or hungry people in war zones and wherever that may be, or earthquake zones. So that's my story is like this, that I had to find resilience somehow. We had so many hardships, so many hardships. I can't tell you all in one session today, but I know that something deep was within me from a very young age when I was sitting in the Indian temples. I came out of the temple I was about 6 years old, and I came out of the temple. I said to my mum, I don't just believe in our gurus, I actually believe in Jesus. She said, What? You believe in Jesus? Where does this come from? I had epiphany moments from a very young age, and this came along in my life, and then lots of tragedies and traumas happened along the line. Then about 28 years ago, something happened to me. This was through childbirth, and I'm lucky to have survived that. I became disabled. My pelvis split through childbirth. And I don't want to scare anybody, any mums out there, by the way, it's a one in a rare chance anyway. And I was disabled. I was in a wheelchair. I was bedbound. My husband lost his job to look after us and care for us. I never held my newborn baby. And I was comatose with medication, 100 tablets a week, morphine injections going into my body because the pain was off the scale. And I thought literally I was going to die. And then I had an epiphany moment that one night, 28 years ago, and I'll never forget it. And I left my body. I died. I left my body because I was in so much pain. And I was gone for a long time. And then all I can remember is paramedics had me on a stretcher and they took me to hospital.
Wow.
It's a true story. And I said to some people want to know deeper, and I had great conversations with the divine, if you like. And then I started thinking, I have to recover. I refused surgery at the age of 27 because they wanted to put metal plates into my body, but they said you would get 50-50 chance of ever walking again with or without surgery. And I decided to brave, bold decision at 27, no surgery for me then. I have my body cut up, then surgery doesn't work. No surgery. So I had a grueling time. I could have been disabled for the rest of my life, but I decided I would not give in. I would not give up. So I went through a very, very grueling rehabilitation for my pelvis. I was hoisted into a hydrotherapy pool, hoisted out into a wheelchair, and went on for years. And then I started to recover. And as I recovered, I was now able to take my little girl, she's about 4.5 years old now, and I started taking her with walking sticks and crutches, just a little bit walking to the end of the road where the school was. And the head teacher said to me, Parveen, you have so much potential. I admire you so much. I want to train you to be a head teacher. You must be a head teacher. And I said, I don't think my brain has the capacity because I was literally mentally, emotionally, and physically broken. And she started to train me to work in schools. And she said, you must continue. And I did. And I started working, blah, blah, blah. And then another tragedy hit. And that's when the golden key came in. I lost 7 years of my life in disabilities. It could have been longer because my second disability, they said I wouldn't recover because I was paralyzed in between as well. And I actually just begged for my life one night because I thought there's got to be something out there that's going to help me. I begged the universe, I begged God, I begged whoever they were, angels, please do not let me die. My time is not up yet. This was 20 years ago. And during that time, I had a beautiful divine experience and I was given the golden key during that time. And this is the golden key that didn't leave me in disability for another 40 years. I recovered within 2 years. I was able to help many people. My house, this house I live in right now, became the house of transformation. And many people, my door was open. Many people every week or every other week came to sit in this room, 18, 20 people at a time, to listen to my stories of hope, resilience, and how can we heal. And that's what I've been doing for 20 years, training people, various parts of the world, that we can overcome things. And I have the golden key in my hand, and it's for you if you would like it. And I will train you in this over a 2-day period. You will have longevity of life. You will look younger. Your organs re rejuvenate, your cells rejuvenate, and I've done lots of studies on this. I've been studied by universities, I've written journals. I'm due to go to Bangkok to share this with doctors and nurses so that they can use it as it's a holistic, so we've got to look at things holistically, not separate. And when we look at things, mind, body, and soul, we will recover when we have the right formulas. When the medics look at things, they will say, oh, we'll give you tablets for anxiety, which I was on for a long time. And that was it. But it masked that I was not recovered. The root
Mm.
problem was still there. So this is why we go deeper. We help you recover, whether it's one-to-one sessions or whether you want the golden key. Once you have it in my 2-day training, nobody can take it off you. You've got it for the rest of your life, ladies and gents, and ladies, in fact. This is just amazing because we don't know who's going to listen to this. If there are gents, gents can come on this too. But it's like a miracle formula. And when I speak about this, and I spoke about it in House of Parliament with somebody who's going to be working with the Nepalese doctors in oncology, I told him some stories. He said, this is not possible. I said, this is possible. I'm living proof. So he wants to collaborate with me because we just don't know where this could be. But my mission for 20 years, Roxandra, has been take the golden key and use it for you and your family. Use it.
Love that. Wow. I have no words, Parveen. Like literally, usually I'm like, oh, I'm gonna ask lots of questions, but with you, all I want to do is to stop and listen. You are incredible, honestly. And the fact that you offer the golden key and then people can start using it and then share it with their children, with their family, with their relatives, with their friends. And so this is how transformation will help. It will happen, absolutely. It's incredible. Thank you so much for doing what you are doing. I'm really, 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 really curious about this golden key. And if it's only 2 days, I will definitely encourage everyone go and check it out. Speak with Parveen, send her some butterflies because then you know they are coming from this community, and then you can make some magic together, which will be great. I love it. Now let's talk a bit about the public speaking side because as you said, you had 15, 20 people in your room, in this particular room, just willing to make a change, and they really wanted to learn how you did it. And your voice was so strong. And your warrior that was inside you started shining again. And then you started going on big stages. Tell us about that. And also, I think you are training others into the public speaking career as well. Please share that with us.
Yes, so as I said, 24 years ago, I started speaking on stages in schools and assemblies, and then I was called by colleges, and then from there onwards, different communities wanted me, whether it's for all women empowerment, whether it was, I don't know, there's so many things I've done, whether it's for teaching people how to do meditation with 50 people every half hour on stages in big O2 arenas, for example, and that's what I was doing in Manchester, so getting people in, next 50 people, and this is how I worked with people on stages as well. And of course, I've done a lot of television as well. I've appeared on PBS TV, which is in America, called Recipe for Wellness, which is going to go out to 250 million homes over a 2-year period, which is huge. And I had this way of speaking, and many people over the years say, Who taught you how to speak? How have you done this? How you captivated me totally. We could hear a pin drop right now, and the same in House of Parliament just a few days ago. And the way I have this formula is a three-step formula, and I can teach you something that can get you fast forward working, whether it's for teams, whether it's on stage, whether it's something that you do on a small scale, big scale, it doesn't matter. But within 3 sessions, I can get you into the formula so you can work with it and you can use it. And you would be working with me live, actually, before it actually does go digital. If you want this, at the moment, it's live with me in person. And with that, we share different techniques and tools that I have learned and that I've mastered myself and put them into play. And this is how we can actually literally conquer the world. Also, because words are very powerful, but your presence is also powerful. The way you communicate and your style is very powerful. And that's what I will teach. Did you know that I can actually share something about myself within 55 seconds? And
Mm.
I've done it before. I've done it time and time again. 3 minutes. If someone says you've got 2 minutes, you've got 2 minutes. I can do it 1 minute 40 seconds, for example. Something in 55 seconds, and people go, "Oh my goodness me!" And these are lawyers, they're going, "How did you actually do that?" These are people who've done speaking in their own way, but not like this. So whilst I was in London just a few days ago, I've had a few people, like a lawyer and different people, saying, "Actually, Parveen, God, I have got to get out in public. I've got to learn to speak properly. And I heard you speak. I need to learn from you. Will you coach me?" Yes, I will coach you. And it's really simple, simple. I keep everything as simple as possible because simplicity works for my brain. And if I can teach you simply, you will grasp it and then off you go. And that's how
Yeah.
we'll do this. So
High
that's a
five to
whole
that.
session. High five. Me. I just don't like the complications of the world. The world does not need to be complicated, as you know. So this is what we need because our brains can only take in so much information. And we keep it simple, we make an impact. And if you're ladies, if you are listening and watching this right now, if you want to make an impact, reach out to me because I can help you with that as well. Roxandra is great. I heard her story. Oh my God, she's done amazing, amazing, amazing. I was so impressed with the story. A little bit tearful when you were telling your story on stage too. But I could see the changes that we can make, the transformations we can make in people, whether it's with this tool, with that tool, that tool, or because of our experiences. Our experiences speak a volume, and I have a lifetime worth of experiences that I share with the world. And as a transformative leader and an expert in my field, I know health is really important. The mind is really important. The emotions are really important. The physical body that was broken here is really important. But nobody would ever believe that I was ever disabled. I've climbed literally 5 mountains in 2 days, the highest mountains here in the UK. So if I can do that and I can show the world, listen, if you're broken, we can fix this.
Mm.
Literally, whether it's public speaking or health. But public speaking, I think if you are running a team or if you're wanting to go on a stage or if you want to run a workshop, this is going to be for you for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Parveen, so much. Thank you. So my community, Supermom's Magic Circle, they are amazing, I have to say. Every single member I have in the community, it's a mom with big, big, big dreams. And they definitely want to change the world. They want to make a difference. The majority of them are coaches or therapists or in the healers. And they all have a purpose, which is brilliant. And public speaking is definitely something they definitely want. So their voice wants to be heard. So I will definitely encourage them to get in touch with you because you are brilliant. I organize my own public speaking events. I can offer them the stage, but I don't offer any coaching into that aspect. So I think that would be brilliant. And I have to say, Parveen, we have so much in common. Like you said, I used to be a teacher as well. I'm all about keeping it simple, making it fun. And like you said early on, you do need a mix of everything, don't you, to really be successful and to be happy. Mind, body, soul, everything, because this is how you can be you. So before I let you go, Parveen, tell me what be you means to you. This is the name of my podcast.
Wow. Be you. Be you to me is I am just me. This is who I am. I spoke to my social media team this morning. I said, "This is who I am. I'm an open book. You see me as I am. And whether you meet me here, there, or where, I'm still the same. This is be you, be me. It's just be authentically you."
Love that. Love that. Thank you so much, Parveen. It was a pleasure to have you. I'm so excited. I will put all the details so people can get in touch with you. And if is there a final message you'd like to leave the audience with?
Yes, mums, life isn't always easy, and we want to make a change, as I've heard Roxandra say, and you all want to be something and somebody, not a nobody. Mums can be somebodies, and you can do this too. And that's my message. Don't give up. I had three young children. I was disabled. I still did what I could, and I made it to where I am today. It might have taken a little bit of time, but guess what? You can do this too.
Fantastic. Thank you, Parveen Smith. Thank you so much. And whoever listened, you saw her, you heard her. Please go get in touch with her. And also, if you really want to create that business that's gonna really, really talk your language, because I'm all about being you, and then everything with flow. Send me that fire, and then we can book a session together, and then we can make some magic in your world. This was all from today. Remember, keep on shining, keep on smiling. BU podcast continues. See you next time. Bye.